I think when I started recording, I caught you at the end of that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode, I believe, 7, right? Of the Romper Crew.
Yeah, because it's the second game, and then there was Nitro Fueled in the middle of that, so...
Yeah. I need to start remembering what episode it is. I can't wait till we're on, like, episode 150.
And no one's balls got busted this time, I'll say that much.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, we're not playing Ball Busters. We're playing Cave Jumper. Speaking of which, I just want to address from the end of the last part. We did establish that Cave Jumper is a game we could play. So that is the game that we ended up playing.
Yep.
So,
just had the backup just in case.
Yeah. Hi. So this is the Romper Crew. It's me, Yogamoanyo, over here. You can follow me here on YouTube and Twitter. Yogamoanyo is both the names. You know. Hope you guys like the little jam in the background playing, by the way. Introduce yourself, Mr. Emerald Master.
Hi. Apparently, I turn Yogamoanyo's faucets on a lot, apparently.
If you didn't know, he's actually a water ghost that just haunts his house all the time. He waits for
I
everybody
mean,
to go
that's
to
not
sleep
true. I've been
in the house.
framed. I'm just saying apparently because he believes that.
Guys,
Sometimes that's even better, because he thinks he'll do it. You can threaten him with it, but you don't actually have to do anything.
Guys, call the police. Alright, it's Mayo's turn.
Buddy, Mayo Doctor here. You can follow my socials down there, too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I laugh every time I see that picture.
His eyes staring into the distance is just me.
I'm more focused on both of your Twitter emblems. One, Clutchies looks like a horse nutting for some reason.
Every time it's a new one.
And Mayo's, now that I look at it, looks like a constipated blue jay.
I was starting to think it kind of looks like a rabbit, just tilted 90 degrees.
It kind of
Oh
does
my
look like.
God,
Oh my god, it does.
Oh no, wrong platform.
So today we're playing, talking about this game called Cave Jumper, recommended by M. It's his second game. Also, there's one part to this background you can't see. It's just a little pickaxe. Just wanted to show that real quick, because I worked really hard on this art. Okay, as you can tell, it's very high production quality.
High production quality.
Yes.
To be fair, considering the graphic fidelity of this game, it's actually not that far-fetched.
You should see the resolution by default or at the lowest setting.
You think 144p is bad? This is like 36p.
No, just set it to the lowest quality for a second so we can see.
No, it's 120p, believe it or not, at the lowest setting.
Close enough.
That's just microscopic.
No, he was saying that the game was lagging for him.
No wonder!
For some reason, this game seems like it has some lag issues just all over the place.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's not a terrible game by any means because of that.
So, I did want to take the moment to just sort of explain to everyone in the audience about how the Romper Crew is. We're going with a bit of a seasonal structure, as we've all agreed upon, right? You guys agreed upon it, right?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay, I didn't hold them to gunpoint, don't worry about it.
He still won't let me out of the closet, guys.
No, I'm in the closet, you're in the basement.
Oh, right. Silly me.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, remember, I'm the skeleton in the closet.
Oh.
So, we're doing a bit of a seasonal structure, and how that's going to work is, so each of us are going to choose 2 games, unless, 2 games each per month for the time being, unless there's like a game that we all kind of want to cover that's like a modern game, like CTR.
Nitro Fueled was.
Yeah,
CTR was a good example.
Yeah, so
it's the only example right now.
Other than that, we're going to be doing the 2 normal the 2 game picks from each person in a row. Unless that happens, and then at the end of the season, which will be the next episode, we will do a long game or a bad game is the basic gist of it. We put them in a randomizer, and whatever game ends up getting chosen gets chosen. That way,
I still feel cheated.
It's like
because
that,
of
like
that.
we didn't already pick which it was.
I still feel cheated about that.
yeah,
Yeah, he didn't get a single vote.
M didn't get a single vote from the randomizer. It wasn't from us. It was from the randomizer.
Yeah, and the randomizer didn't give him anything.
Yeah.
Most of them, I think most of them went to you, and I got 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Everything
Good thing I
else
don't
went-
gamble.
Yeah, I guess M has no luck. Also for the last episode, because when we do talk about the game at the end of this episode, it will be if we need 2 months to complete it as opposed to the normal 1 month to complete it, because it is a longer game this time around, then the last episode potentially could have a 2-month gap. I'm not going to say all the time it's going to have a 2-month gap. It just can. Just throwing that out there. Everybody on the same page?
By the sound of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing new for us. It's
Yeah, just making sure. Alright. So, let's get started with Cave Jumper. I'll start playing the game, and we're going to start talking about it. So, first things first. Gotta ask the age-old question. History with Cave Jumper. Let's start with M, because he's the person who recommended the game.
I remember way back in middle school, yes, it goes that far back, that I had a bit of a download surge going through, if you get what I mean.
Just letting you guys know, he could only download at like 56 kilobytes per second at this time.
Let me correct you. This was during the time where we were still using dial-up.
Okay, never mind. So it was more like 10 kilobytes per second.
No, it's probably around 50, but trying to download, let's say, a 300 megabyte game, taking about 6 hours just was not going to work.
Kind of sounds about right for that time, to be fair.
And I mean, this was 2005, 2006, so... I mean, back whenever dial-ups had some meaning left. Not much. But, way back then, had a notable download surge, I guess is what it could be called, and would download pretty much everything in sight that looked like it would be a fun game to play. And, of course, you can only imagine viruses being a thing.
Ooh, I love
Being
viruses.
gotten from that. I mean, you're playing a virus right now. I'm joking. I'm joking.
M wouldn't do that to us, trust me.
I
you
mean,
say that yet, I'm just gonna conveniently open up the malware and just be safe.
oh my god!
Look, man, better safe than sorry.
Well, I mean, I've done a scan yesterday of my entire computer and nothing came up.
Look, maybe this is one of those really hidden viruses, alright?
What, just one byte of it is malicious? Just one singular bit?
Hey man, we don't know.
It's so complex.
Anyway, sorry, continue your story.
And there were a whole bunch of, free download game sites that you can find, a whole bunch of free games that you can get that were independently made, where a hefty majority of them were free, way back before the indie surge for commercial products became a thing,
Yeah, I get
like
you.
recently. And well, at one point I came across this game and the other games that were made by the group that manages the company this game was made with, and I don't know why I made that complicated to say. Well, back then I had to play the 1.1 or 1.2 version, and it was 1.1 that I had, which means there was no music to it. There were actual differences, noticeable differences, such as special items, I'll say, because I don't want to spoil anything just yet, had an insane spawn rate. We're talking, like, comparing to now, it would be like comparing 1 in 100 to 1 in 1,000.
That's a big
It was ridiculous.
So by 10?
Yeah. I mean, and then you've got the even more valuable items that just never showed up. at any point. You had things like bonus caves present in the game, which were a yellow gold color, and you were actually timed during the entirety of that kind of stage whenever you would get a particular item that'll be mentioned later on. And the most notable difference is how much health you would have. And these two might not like me after I say what I'm about to say.
I'll hear you out.
The health that you would get back then during 1.1 and 1.2 was literally 3. And these stages back then were even harder than what they currently are. And in order to save, you actually had to complete 5 stages each every time.
That actually makes sense.
I mean,
that's kind of how it seems like it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it was originally structured, but it was so damn hard, it's not even funny. I mean...
That's what she said.
This is PG, good sir. Excuse me. This is
said
PG, good sir.
I never said this was PG. I'm pretty sure I've cussed on episodes.
Well, I said it was PG, so meh.
Alright, Dad.
Certain to us are being PG. It's just, the person that's actually the host of the show is gonna break that rule.
Yes.
And
Often.
with how the enemies are in this game, have fun dealing with them whenever you only have 3 HP in each stage and there's no checkpoint system. That is my history with it.
Thanks for coming to his TED Talk, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That was a loud, or big...
That was a...
Well, I mean, I wanted to...
I kind of like that he gave, like, a good history of the game, because this is not really a game I don't think many people are going to know about anyway, so actually, I kind of do like that he did give...
This is literally the second video you're going to find on YouTube pertaining to
Yeah, pretty much!
I'm not joking either.
About this specific game, but not something else.
This
Because there's like
game is
50
that-
jumper games.
But not this one.
Nope, not this one.
That's how obscure this is.
Yeah, so I'm totally okay with him giving, like, a bit of a history lesson of the game, though, to be fair. Because I don't think there's any other point where that was gonna really come up, so, I'm okay with that.
No, but you still have a download link for the game, because you should probably put it in the description, because no one else is going to find it otherwise.
I think I have the link. I'll put it in the description in case anybody's interested. Because it is free, guys. So, there is a paid version.
Whenever I played it originally, it seemed like it was about $15.
There is a paid version still, but this is free.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a difference between the paid version or not, but...
Nah.
There
know.
isn't, from what I've seen.
Gotcha. I guess at that point you're just supporting the developer, which is totally fine.
Honestly, I would have loved to have seen this on Steam.
So I'm gonna go with my history next because I know what Mayo's history is gonna be.
You want me to just say mine because it'll be a lot shorter?
Sure. You know what, Mayo? What's your history with the game?
No history.
Thanks for
Basically
coming.
the exact same as Ballbusters. I hadn't even heard of this game until it was recommended.
Thanks for coming to his TED Talk.
Yep, that's it.
What TED Talk? Do I still get my t-shirt and mug?
You don't. So, alright, my history, it is similar to Mayo's, but I at least have a little bit more. So, me and Em, just so everybody has a bit of a reference, have been friends since like 2011, maybe 2010. It's been a long time. I do remember him, at first when he mentioned the game, I had no idea what he was talking about. But once he showed me, or once we had to look up the game and get it and stuff like that, and I saw the gameplay and stuff, I 100% remember him showing me this game. I never played it or anything, because I think at the time, like Em said, you had to pay for it, and I was too young, essentially, to have money to kind of just throw away at a game, so I didn't get it, obviously, but I thought it looked pretty cool, especially because I was into these kind of games, like, really heavily at the time. But I never got the chance to play it, never really looked anything up about it, but I do remember Em at least talking about it a few times, bare minimum. So, that's for the most part my history, and then yeah, I just came back to it because, the Romper Crew is here to play games, and I got to actually play it. And that's my history. So, yeah, of course we all kind of learn this from men, but it's kind of how most games go anyways, to be fair.
I mean, you know my tastes are for obscure things.
Looking at you, ball busters.
You're really busting them right now.
Alright, so let's talk a little bit about our first impressions of the game. So we're going to go one by one, obviously. And by first impressions, because of how this game is, I guess the first like 10 to 20 minutes is kind of like a good time frame to mention, you know, how your first impressions were, right? So let's start with Mayo, because he went not last, kind of last.
Kind of, sort of, not really. Okay, so, first impression is I started playing this game the day, literally the day we did the recording for the Ballbusters video.
Because he didn't want to be late, just so you know.
Yeah, because I was pushing for time the last few.
Is Ballbusters just a shitty meme name now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's basically the game's name as far as we're concerned at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. The immediate impression was, it looks really cheap, but I don't know, like, I'm gonna have to say this now, like, I don't know how to rank this game. Like, how much do I dock against it if there's something I don't like?
I mean, first of all, you don't even rank games. Rate games.
Ow.
Well, how much do I hold it against the game if there's something I don't like? Like, I didn't feel bad about holding against Ballbusters because that game had a big publisher behind it, but this one clearly doesn't.
There was no publisher behind this.
Well,
Exactly.
I don't know. I guess when we're talking more about the gameplay and stuff like that, you know, you can sort of.
Because, you know, obviously if I'm comparing this to something like Psychonauts or Klonoa, this is gonna fall flat, but on its own merits, it's still good.
I guess compare it to a some weird indie game that you've played, I suppose.
Okay.
I don't know. Compared to
So,
Gravity Rush, I
back
don't
to
know.
first impressions, it was, aside from that, I thought it was very easy. That did not last very long.
Yeah.
Also, I couldn't figure out the controls for a while.
Real fast.
Like, I think maybe up to Cave 15 I thought was really easy, and then after that is when it started getting really rough for me.
So, okay. Would you say those were your full first impressions?
Basically, yeah.
Alright, I guess I'll go next. So my first impressions were, how do I do anything in this game? Controls, anything? I had to read the README like a manual, and the README doesn't even have all the information!
Do you want to go
Really?
to the Romper Crew Discord thing? Because that was my reaction. It's all still in there.
Yeah, it's...
Well, I mean, this information is also in the game, too, under help.
Yeah, there's a help section in the game. You have to use that. I used the README basically like a fucking manual, and even then
Yeah, I did too.
it was still missing a few things. Like, for example, I don't even know the controls offhand, but you can turn off your flashlight and turn it on. The README doesn't state that you can do that. Meanwhile, in-game it does.
How the hell did you...
Just
It
luck.
took me a while to get a beast axe, you know that?
It took me a long time to get this axe, too.
Yeah, I don't think I got mine until like.
Not now!
I got mine at, like, the 40th caves. But...
I may have gotten mine earlier than that, but then... Those later caves, a lot of unique pickaxes start to appear.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so after figuring out the whole, you know, control fiasco, which honestly probably took me less time than Mayo, because he was the one who had to deal with it probably the worst at first.
Yeah, I was trying to switch over to a controller setup instead of playing with the keyboard, which I'm pretty sure both of you did, and,
Yeah, I played keyboard.
yeah, let's just put it this way, guys, I had to play the game with joy to key.
It's an old game. It doesn't have...
Yeah, that's why I went straight to that.
Yeah,
because I knew
it doesn't have controller support for all those youngsters out there.
technically, it does have controller support, but it finds the controls for you, and you can't change what those controls are.
Oh.
So the jump button is triangle, and the attack button is L2 on the PS4.
What?
That is really
What?
awkward.
Yeah, I was not going to stick with that. They wanted me to use the right analog stick for movement. So no. No, 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 no.
I am not doing that. So,
That does not put me in my happy zone.
but yeah, so I had this sort of same feeling as Mayo. I was like, oh, this game is, you know, pretty easy, pretty simple. I could see this being a really arcadey game, you know what I mean? Like, that you can just pick up and play a lot. That opinion obviously didn't hold for a long time, or for too long either. But, you know, I was like, you know, this is just pretty simple, pretty fun. I could see how this could pass a lot of time, sort of thing. And that was really the first, like, 10 to 20 minutes for me. I was like, yeah, man, this is pretty interesting. I can see me getting lost in a game like this. And then, yeah, that was kind of it. So, what about your first impressions, Em? As much as you can really give, because I know you played this game for a long
Fucking
time.
addiction.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, drool at the mouth. I love my crispy pixels. Okay? Plain and simple.
What about Krispy Kreme?
And I love... What?
What about Krispy Kreme?
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Well, I mean, those are good, but we're not talking about food.
Sorry.
The Romper Crew food review will not happen.
Not yet.
You know, what are you gonna focus on? Sandwiches primarily?
You never know. I can't disclose.
As long as there's mayonnaise on the sandwiches, I'm okay with it.
I can't disclose that information now. Anyways, keep going. I'm sorry.
And, you know, being someone that has a, you know, notable addiction to platformers, yeah, you know that I would be really sold with this.
You could say he'd be really gold with this because there's gold everywhere.
Well, I mean...
I see what you did there.
You're right, you're right.
So I assume that's kind of the extent of your first impression. Like, oh my gosh. What really,
Yes.
I guess, captivated you in those 10, 20 minutes that made you be like, oh, I know I'm going to be addicted to this?
Well, of course, like I said, I love my crispy pixels.
Yeah, you are a pixel kind of guy.
And, well, the visuals are...
Look at my archives.
I mean, really, that's the end of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair
Okay.
enough. Alright, so let's talk about some of the basic stuff, guys. Story!
What
So the
story?
next category.
I literally, on my notes, I said, story, in parentheses, LOL joke.
And everyone's like, well, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, there's no story. I just wanted to kind of say that as a joke.
Don't worry, the next game's gonna be all story.
Oh, I know. That's basically what the next game's gonna be. So, yeah, okay, let's move on to something real, though. Sound effects and music, because this is probably one of the least important things to sort of jump on, I think, first. I'm gonna guess talk about sound effects. Collecting coins is really satisfying. For me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's satisfying. Definitely.
The music, it's passable. I mean, it does get grating after a while. I'll be the first
It doesn't
to
help
admit
that there's repeating themes for 55 caves, so you're gonna hear some of them again.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna be on. This is one of those games where after a while I just start muting.
Yeah, I'll be honest too. Same here. It's passable, but it does get really.
It's not bad,
repetitive
but after a while you're just like, okay, I just don't like this anymore. I'd rather listen to something on Spotify.
yeah, that's literally what I did too. Except for the way ending. Yeah.
Personally. Because it's a lot better than just straight up silence.
I would assume so, Em.
Or should I have taken the time to actually load up the Minecraft soundtrack along with some ambience to really settle some atmosphere here?
I mean, the Minecraft soundtrack is really good.
Well, yes, that is true, but still.
That's my dog. What did you feel then, Em, about the soundtrack and stuff? Because me and Mayo seem to be in the same sort of department here.
A lot better than, well, straight up silence. Well, it is the best I've got.
As we've established.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally all I can say.
Well, I mean, do you like it? Do you think the sound design's good? Like,
The sound design's fine. I mean, I like it. It's satisfying for
Yeah, I do think the hitting sound effects are pretty satisfying.
Yeah,
like when you hit
whenever
enemies.
or whenever kill an enemy and it sounds like someone just spilled their spaghetti sauce.
Interesting metaphor, but okay.
It's a good description.
I mean, aren't you playing as Luigi right now?
Yeah.
No, you're playing as Green Mario.
God damn it! It's the second time I've heard somebody say that in the past 2 days.
Haven't you heard of Green Mario?
There's no Luigi. There's only Green Mario and Mario.
Of course.
Even Bowser acknowledges it. You know, the president of Nintendo right now?
Of course.
Who originally worked for EA.
Never forget. And he
Wow.
worked for the loot box.
Okay, that
behind
explains the last name now. Yikes.
Like, it's not even that he worked at EA. He worked in the in-game monetization segment of EA. So
Oh,
he's the
God.
extra evil.
Oh! And that's no good. So is that pickaxe. That pickaxe is absolutely terrible.
Alright, well, shit. See, I already broke the rule then.
Well, I mean, I broke it a little while ago.
True.
He lasted roughly 30 minutes.
Surprisingly.
And lasted about, I don't know, like 10.
So, I guess we'll move on to, gameplay and control. Honestly, we can kind of move this all together into one. Gameplay, controls, and just level and game discussion, all that sort of stuff. I have that written down. It's kind of hard to talk about this game because in like a more of a structured sense, because it is kind of just the same thing for 55 stages that it just gets constantly harder and stuff like that. So at this point, we can just kind of all start talking about all that.
It doesn't get repetitive, though, which is an odd thing.
So
It just gets hard as shit.
So okay, I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be honest. Like at first, I was kind of really jiving with it, and then after a while, I was kind of like, I wish this was more roguelike than it is like structured levels.
Oh my lord, now I don't like you, because it's now something I want.
Because I think if this was like roguelike, I could see myself going back and being like, okay, what will I get these 50 stages or, whatever, right?
Well, this is before roguelikes were even a thing, so...
I know, but I'm just saying to myself, or thinking to myself, after a while, I was like, you know what, I would probably prefer this as a roguelike, but I have to be brutally honest. After a while, I really started losing interest in playing the game. I kind of had to force myself.
I had the same thing happen. I think once I got... Actually, no, I can say exactly what cave it was. It was Cave 19. All
that was fast.
I think it was a bit more for me. I think it took me to, like, cave... I want to say, like, mid-30s.
And there's a reason it was 19. I'm gonna say it for when you actually get there.
Because
you're probably gonna get there.
It's 6 numbers past the 1. That's why.
Speaking of, what cave are you on now?
I don't know. I don't think I wanted
you won
to.
12 or 13?
Ah!
So, you're either there or you're dangerously close.
Or I passed it.
I saw when you hit 12, so...
We'll find out in a second, because I just finished. And, yep, I was on that number. Of course I am! Of course when I mentioned the number, I'm on it! Great, that is a seriously cursed number.
Well, I mean, nothing happened Friday the 13th.
It was more funny. I'm not going to talk about what I wanted to say. Anyways, Ow. But yeah, no, like, I that's just how I felt. Like, I was like, man, if this was a roguelike, I feel like I'd be more interested. But there's a few things that really started to boil my piss to a boil.
Boil your piss.
Wow.
That's
How does that work?
That's very redundant, so I just wanted to say that. But anyways,
your grammar offends me.
Shut up. but anyways, first of all, to me, there's a few things that I have to get this off my chest immediately, right? There's a few inexcusable things to me personally. Alright? Hear me out and tell me if you guys agree. Firstly, this game has Castlevania jump.
I've never played Castlevania, so I can't...
When you jump, you can't control going left or right.
Oh, yeah.
Just stop moving for whenever you know, are in a safe spot. Now jump.
Just because I can do that doesn't stop this.
That is not the full-blown Castlevania jump, okay?
It's basically Castlevania jump.
It's close enough to...
Blania. Castlevania.
Yeah, it's close to Castlevania jump. But no, it is too close, and I'm sorry, but even in 2006, I don't care what game... Oh shit. What game you're making, don't give me Castlevania jump, please. I don't like it. It's hard enough in Castlevania. Why in this game is why can't I control my jumps midair? If I could control my jumps midair, that would make a lot of things less annoying. And that really just it irked me even from the start.
I can understand if you complained about the battery life.
That too, yes. But
now that makes sense. But the controls, come on.
I have some issues with the controls too. There were definitely times I died where I did not feel like it was my fault.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially in the later half of the game when things start getting really chaotic.
My antivirus scan went through and nothing's on there. I don't recall a different program.
Well, I don't recall there being, jumps of faith or anything like that. Now, if you were to make that claim, I would understand.
There's probably jumps of faith for some optional stuff. Speaking of which, okay, this too I have to mention. One thing that I really just stopped caring about is after a while, I just didn't care about going for optional paths and stuff. I just wanted to find the exit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A lot of that must have...
And again, Cave 19, that was my breaking point.
Like, a lot of it probably has to do... Fair enough, a lot of it probably has to do with, I kind of just want to get the game over after a point. But at the same time, the thing is, I wanted... Like, I just learned there is literally zero incentive for me to go around and collect stuff. Like, yeah, I get points, but I don't care enough for the point. Like, what
actually, there is some incentive, such as getting pickaxes. It's just... The problem with that is it's rare.
I guess the thing that bugs me with that too is
they
nothing
didn't really
explained.
signal that you get it from, so...
I just assumed it was complete random chance.
Oh yeah, I didn't care after a while. I just started taking bad axes to the end.
Yeah. Some of the axes...
Because I knew I was probably going to die anyway, so...
Some of the axes do suck though, and that really pisses me off too. That also pisses me off when I can't see and then there's an enemy there. That's okay. There might not be leaps of faith or a lot of them necessarily. I don't know if there is offhand. But one thing that there definitely is a lot of is if your battery runs out, there's not enough battery stuff anywhere, and I have to make a Castlevania comparison here again. You have to just start chucking your axe everywhere. Because you just have to hope that enemies are there.
You're not the only one there that does that.
Yeah,
and not only that, but there are some invisible, like, hidden walls that either are...
Oh, yeah.
They hold stuff...
The Legend of Zelda style, where you have to whack everything with your sword or a bomb.
Yeah, but again, I'm gonna go with the Castlevania reference here, because in Castlevania, specifically Castlevania 2, you have to just throw holy water everywhere in one level to make sure to find which floors are in, what's it called? Which floors you can go through, which those floors you can go through, like which you have to jump over to go, jump over pits and stuff like that. And, which ones you have to, like which ones you can go through and which ones you can't. It's the same thing here, except, you can destroy blocks and stuff like that. And sometimes they have some really nice goodies. Like, there's some really good pickaxes. For example, I really love the green pickaxe, and I really love the blue pickaxe a lot, especially the green one. I think the green one was my favorite. I think the blue one was my favorite for a while, but then the green one, I was like, this pierces things.
What does the green one even do?
It pierces enemies.
No, it doesn't.
The green pickaxe operates... The green pickaxe, known as the Razor Pickaxe, what it does is it acts exactly like the blue one, but it only bounces off enemies for a bit.
Oh.
Until it hits the floor.
Okay,
I thought it was
more accurate.
Okay.
It will do rapid damage.
Yeah, that's probably why I liked it. I thought it pierced enemies because
it has the same DPS comparable to the Beast Axe.
I don't like the Beast Axe because you can only throw one. And this is not a game where throwing one axe is a viable option.
It's okay against normal enemies, but when you're up against the big boss-type enemies like bears and dragons, that's a problem.
And I mean, there's a lot more axes too. I mean, there's a magnet axe, which that one can go suck the fattest.
Is that the gray one?
Yeah,
Yes,
that one. It's a good idea. But
I still don't understand how it works.
And you do not understand how it works.
Sometimes it like floats, and other times it doesn't. It's
The reason for that
because there's
is
coins
because
around.
anytime there are items in general around, it will bounce everything, including itself, around. Magnet axe.
lovely.
And whenever you throw the pickaxe itself, it will also mess around with items that way. This includes medkits, dynamite, and all that. Even
Also,
other axes.
I do want to say too, because I am using it, I hate the red pickaxe. It's good situationally, mind you, but for the most part, I hate it because it arcs so far.
It's a good thing.
It can be, yeah, but there's sometimes where I just need to be up kind of close. Where I like to be up kind of close. Like, for example, I had to wait for that enemy to just pop up. If I was using, like, a blue pickaxe, I could just run up to it and just start spamming. Blue pickaxe is my second favorite one, though, because that one bounces around. So,
Well, like I said, there's more pickaxes too.
well,
Like,
there was
a lot more.
There was a gold pickaxe. I wasn't sure what that did. I assume it just more
It
money.
increases your money drops.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
assumed.
And it seems like it also
Useless.
increases your pickaxe chance drops as well.
Then there
It
was
seems like.
there was one I found in New Game Plus. Well, there was a bone too. That
Oh
one.
yeah, there's the
The
bone,
bone
and, then
and blob.
the slime.
bone.
both are useless.
I
the
found
bone's
at
a
least
hell
more
of a
uses
lot
for
more
bones.
useful, though.
Yeah.
I mean, with the bone, you can throw about 8 of them at a time.
Yeah, which is good, but it's
The-
stupid
the
close
pro-
range is the issue.
Actually, its range is completely random.
For the most part, it's okay. For the most part, it's pretty bad. Or yeah, usually for me it is, at least in my experience.
And, well, I mean, yeah, like Mayo said, the blob is absolutely useless.
Yeah, I can't find a single practicality for the blob.
I
So-
think it's really just a dud item that you're...
I think it's supposed to be a joke object.
Fair enough.
And then you've got the unique pickaxes, such as the wave axe. Yes, I said wave axe.
Never heard of that one.
You can find it in
was
one of the caves.
Which color was it?
What does it do?
Purple.
I never saw it.
I think I saw this one in New Game Plus.
What
Well,
does it
you don't have to be in New Game Plus to actually find...
Well, I'm just saying. I think this is one of the ones that I found like as soon as I hit New Game Plus.
Well,
What does it do? Explain what the other axes do, because yeah, there's a high probability we just haven't seen that.
first of all, do you ever recall a level that had some familiarity? Okay,
That's kind of
woo,
brutal.
ooh, ooh.
How was I
Ooh.
supposed to know that was going to happen?
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't notice you named yourself Romper until now. Nice.
Thank you.
Well, there is one particular stage that, Clutchy, I'm actually kind of surprised you didn't recognize or find some form of familiarity from.
There was a Metroid stage. I know.
Thank you. Well, you can only imagine what the wave axe is based off of.
It goes through walls.
Yes, and it does a waving motion, which I'm not gonna lie is a bit of a pain in the ass, but it goes through projectiles. So if you're fighting skeletons, it will pass through the bones that they throw.
I mean, you can do that with
Even the fire.
You can do that with the green pickaxe too, which is another point for the green pickaxe.
Yeah, but it's still one of the pretty... It's a... Well, although it's a magic one, it's still not as powerful as a lot of the unique ones, such as, like I said, the wave axe.
What the, oh, okay. Your magic.
Apparently.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, what does it make sense to you for a pickaxe to bounce on the floor constantly?
Yes.
What world
he's
are
magic.
you from?
I'm a magic. It's cool to you. Come on. Anyways, explain the other pickaxes, please.
Okay, you have the wave axe. It goes through walls and it goes in a wave-like motion, right? You know, like what the wave beam does in Super Metroid.
Okay.
Then you have the ice axe, which Of course, it freezes enemies. You just can't stand on them that I can recall.
I don't think I ever got that one either.
But holy shit, is it better than the fire one? And two, if you're going up against any enemies that shoot fire or throw fire, it will instantly destroy the fire in one hit, rather than having to take 2 or 3 hits.
Oh yeah, you're on my favorite cave.
Unless it's dark fire, of which
there's a dark fire one too. Apparently, I only got like
there's a dark axe.
Entire game.
There's a dark axe. There's a holy axe.
Never
There's
got that one either.
Let's see here. What else was there? Let me pull the game up real fast.
I think I got the green, blue, the beast axe, red, yellow, and the magnet.
There's actually a hefty. Oh, there's the explode axe, which pretty much replaces dynamite.
God, I wish I had that.
Seriously, this is great.
But it's dangerous as shit.
Good.
So you can just drop and use a base axe.
I live life on the edge.
Poison axe, which you can only throw one at a time, but it does damage as time.
Actually, I think I might have gotten that one.
It's very saturated green though, and I think that's the end of the axes. Fire axe, bounce axe, razor axe, beast axe, blob, bone, gold axe, magnet axe, holy axe, dark axe, ice axe, explode axe, wave axe, and poison axe.
So, yeah, you basically named them all off. So, the reason why I got fed up with the game at this level, I couldn't find the exit, and you want to know how I finished it? I found a developer exit. Not even joking. I found a hidden dev exit that went straight to the ending with no enemies and gems everywhere.
Oh, that's probably not a dev exit. That's funny though.
Educate me on this.
Yeah, where is it?
Yes,
I'm
please.
genuinely
Top right
curious.
corner.
Top right corner?
Yeah, there's a single spot on the ground where you can put a dynamite.
On this upper floor, or
Yeah, the way top right of the map.
Oh, ow. Sorry.
so I have to climb up a little bit?
Oh yeah, because I could not figure out how you're actually supposed to beat it. And then I was just throwing things around by random. I heard the chain noise. Like, no way, this is not how you're actually supposed to beat it.
I wanna mention, I guess, my one of my main issues too with this game. Even though this didn't happen often, I do need to bring it up. The fact that you can lock yourself out of it, like you can fuck up and you have to commit suicide. There is a suicide button in the game. The fact that that's a thing, I don't find that very
shouldn't have to be a
acceptable.
thing.
Yeah, like I should not be locked out and have to kill myself, especially if I have like a really good pickaxe that I really want to keep and stuff, and then I don't even know what I'm doing, right? And I'm going in circles and what have you. It's over here.
Yeah, it was in this area. I don't remember exactly which square it was though.
But
Sorry about that. I needed to stand up.
But yeah, no, I didn't find that to be like an acceptable thing. Like that pissed me off.
So how are you actually supposed to beat this level? I'm curious.
This is actually probably the right way. Unless this is what you were talking
Is
about.
this what
Yes,
you
this is what I was talking about.
dev exit?
That's what
Yeah,
it
this-
looks like to me. There's no enemies in here, and it's just... Okay, never mind. There's one, but I didn't see it.
This is the right way to go.
That is BS. That's even worse.
Yeah, I can understand getting confused in some areas.
That's,
I mean, to be fair, it
the only
did say,
way
"Can
through
you
was
find
in-
your way out?"
That does not satisfy it at all. That makes it 10 times worse. That's not a dev exit.
I mean, I thought you were like dev exits literally at the way beginning. There was gonna be like a.
Is it Mario Maker 2? Where someone wants to upload their course so badly that they'll actually put, an easy method in?
I'm the kind of person to put fake dev exits,
You're a douche, you know that?
and then I have a fake dev exit.
Okay.
I don't go that
If that's a jab at anyone that uses it, okay. Okay, that's fine.
But
I
like,
absolutely despise being Kaiser blocked, I'll say that much.
but yeah, I don't know. Like after a while, this again, I just lost. Like I lost interest. Later on, this game gets like obnoxiously hard to the extent. Like okay, Mayo was watching me for this. stage 54, cave 54, literally you have to kill like a cursed dragon or something, and the final.
I never saw those enemies once on my own playthrough. The funny thing.
Hold up, children.
Hey, Dad. Sorry.
Cursed, that randomly happens.
Well, I kept getting it
It
over and over again.
Sounds
Yeah,
like your
a lot.
chances were awful.
Mayo was there. He is my witness.
I can confirm it.
Be thankful it wasn't an elite. That would have sucked.
What's elite?
Elite
Really
enemies,
tear up.
they are awful to deal with.
What
You
what
know
is an
how there's
elite
different-
enemy?
Okay. Although I would say Risk of Rain is a good example of this, it's not. But, first of all, you've got normal enemies, you've got magic, and you've got unique, and you've got elites. Right now, you're in the game where everything, the vast majority, is going to be normal, right? Whenever you pass Cave 55, that changes, right? And you probably noticed, Bocce.
Yeah,
I don't know if Mayo was able to notice at any point. I don't know if you showed him.
I did. I played a little bit of New Game Plus. 'cause I
Well,
lost it.
you notice how the spiders turn blue, right?
Yeah.
Those are actually arachnids, which makes no damn sense calling them that, since a spider is an arachnid, but, you know, details. Well, you notice how their behavior's also different?
Yeah, they go faster when you're nearby.
Well, I mean, yeah, and there was a bit of a change that was done to the slimes, or the blobs, I should say, is the normal iteration of the blob, whereas the magic would be slime. I know the names, details, and all that, but of course there's palette changes, but I remember in 1.1, before the 1.5 update, that slimes were a bitch and a half to actually kill.
They already
Every
are a
time
bitch
you-
to kill.
Yeah, they're
They
so
were
terrible.
They were worse. I mean, they were a lot worse. Anytime you hit
So,
them,
like, I already consider them like worse than some of the mini bosses.
well, get this, Mayo. Whenever you'd actually attack one of them, you know how there's blobs that fly out of them? Those would fly completely across the screen.
Yeah, I've dealt with those
Uh,
motherfuckers.
I'm not talking about the slimes. I mean, imagine that. The difference at the time with the slimes was they just fired, you know, to insane degrees, right?
Okay.
It's. I'm glad they made the change, but damn, was it rough.
It's like the-
But then you've got things like the unique ones. I mean, you've got Blue Bone, which is literally the magic iteration of the skeleton that actually goes and flings bones at you at a either higher rate or longer distance. I can't remember.
It's longer distance.
That's what I was wondering if that's what it was. Well, whenever you reach unique, you have what is called a bone mage, and they shoot exclusively fireballs.
Yeah, I saw that.
And to top it off, if they die and you're right next to them, they explode. Oh, it gets better, Mayo.
Oh yay! Does it have to?
And then you've got Dark Bone. Pretty much identical to a Bone Mage, but worse. Have you ever been hit with Dark Flame in the game before?
No, I didn't know Dark Flame was the thing.
Well, Clutchy is currently in a dark cave right now, right? Where the flame actually causes interference with your lights, right? Well, what that does is whenever you actually get hit with Dark Flame in this game, it will hold you up in the air, it will lift you up, and you will take damage. But during that state, you can be damaged multiple times.
Actually, that might have happened to me once.
It sucks.
Oh, is that purple shit that holds you up in the air and
Yeah.
drops your item?
Yeah, it is. And the only way to stop it is to find its complete opposite, which is the Holy Axe.
Shit's annoying.
But the Holy Axe, it is pretty much like a replacement to the battery. You just have to constantly fling axes.
Keep
And-
talking. I'm in the. I have to text someone real quick.
Oh, all right.
And
keep
then
going.
you've got the dragons. Not to mention the bears. I mean, the bears are tame to deal with. They're wild, but not tame, if you get what I'm saying. Well, normal dragons are tolerable. I mean, at least I think they are. I don't know if you would agree with that. I'm fine if you don't.
On what? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Now I am.
Normal dragons are tolerable.
No,
are
they're
they? Really? They're not.
Okay. I find the bears harder, but...
I hate dealing with...
Did you ever come across the red dragon?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the final boss!
I didn't get the final boss, so...
Well, yeah, that is true, because I remember that now. Yeah.
Fucking, it's a cursed final boss at that!
If it's cursed and I'm unaware, my apologies.
Mayo, was I not dying over and over again until I got lucky and I got what, it was like a blue axe, I think? I got one of the axes. That's the only way I could beat the game. I got lucky.
Yeah, that's what happened.
And it was always cursed.
Yes?
Yes, every single time.
Same with the dragon at the way end of, what's it called?
Tower
Cave
of
54. Yeah.
Okay.
That one was not cursed to me, because I got to that one in my playthrough. That dragon is the exact place where my game crashed.
Oh yeah, Tower of Despair, Cave 54, that's right.
Fuck that one, by the way.
Imagine how bad it is whenever you get into the plus modes.
I don't want it.
Well, funny thing, I've reached a point where, you come across the, unique dragon.
I don't want
AKA, it literally called, and this is probably one of the more creative names, Bone Breath. Literally
like
bone breath. Yeah, it sounds, it is an insult. Let's be honest, it's an insult. But the worst part about these dragons is they constantly fire bones. They even bleed bones. Then there is the dark dragon. Bleeds blobs, fires an insane amount of dark fire, or dark flame. Actually, I think they're called dark flame. And, like I said, imagine fighting these elites. Oh, they're fun.
I feel like I've learned more about this game from him talking about it than me actually playing it. And I beat the game!
I know! I mean, the game loops. We know this.
To be fair, like, yeah, if I was interested enough to keep playing beyond loops, then yeah, I would probably see all this stuff. But the thing is, this game just did not hold my interest enough. At first, I thought it was pretty cool, but after a while, interest was waning.
Should I actually stream my perspective?
No, it's
You should, because nobody can actually find gameplay.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, you probably should just because of that.
Okay.
But I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't say that because.
Hey man, sub for sub?
Shit. No, absolutely not.
I haven't heard anybody say that.
It's a joke, dude. Calm down.
Sub for sub?
Poppy YouTube, calm down. It's just a joke. Okay? Calm down. Okay. I will try and stream this through Discord.
It's good. That's not gonna do anything for me. I can't. Don't stream it through Discord, actually. Definitely don't. That'll ruin my layout. I just remembered that.
Okay, what should I do here?
I would just record it and put it on your own channel or something. Because there's no other gameplay of this game.
Exactly.
This game is Enigma. It's an enigma.
Yeah.
Is what
A big enigma. Oh boy.
Yeah, the only gameplay video I'm seeing of this game is 10 years old.
Yeah, it's literally that unknown.
Yeah, and it's just random gameplay footage for version 1.5.
In fairness, 1.5 is the best version this game is.
So, like, I don't know, is there any grievances that really Mayo has to say or anything about the game? It's like, I feel like
Not many that you haven't already mentioned.
Like, I just feel like I've exhausted it.
Like there's a I do have some, but yet I don't really know how much I can really hold that against the game, considering the time it was made and the fact that it's an indie game. And...
Again, I have to admit, if this was a roguelike, I could see myself maybe probably playing this game more again, and I'd probably be still interested. At least me personally, I could see that happening.
At the very least, I think if it was a roguelike, it would have more appeal.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that much.
But given that there's only 55 stages and they get, in my honest opinion, annoying as opposed to fun later on.
Yeah, like we were talking about before with Cave 19, I thought that I got to a dev exit. I should not be thinking I found a dev exit when I'm taking the main path.
Even if it wasn't actually one.
It's worse than it wasn't.
It's like, I don't know. You know, I feel bad for M because.
I know.
Yeah, I'm just hefe-faced over here. Did I just recommend 2 bad games? Feels bad, man.
It's not. I don't even think this game is inherently bad.
I like this game a lot more than Ballbusters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I can spoil that much, no problem. So like, yeah, this game is way better than Ballbusters.
I mean, that's not saying a lot though.
Thanks. Gee.
Well, I don't think.
Play this game over Bubsy 3D.
The thing is, I don't think this game is inherently bad, for the most part.
Oh,
like,
sure.
there are some dumb decisions that, like, for example, like
At the very least, I can see people liking this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, if like I said, if this was roguelike, I could probably see myself playing this from time to time. And if I had a little bit more depth.
I wish I owned the property of this actual game. And actually, you know, proceeded to do a roguelike version of it.
Considering how it's not a proper franchise, you could probably find the original developer and buy it for like $20. I doubt they're doing anything with it.
It's true.
They haven't touched any of their stuff for some reason.
Dude, it's because they were like, I hate this game.
No, it's probably lack of interest.
Even better, like, I said $20, maybe you can get it for less.
What? The actual price of the game itself?
No, the price of the IP!
No, I mean paying the price of the actual game for the IP.
Is that willing to pay for it?
People know about this game? I don't even know about it! And I made it!
Oh yes, I'd like to buy this cave deal, but I pay from you for $20.
It's not Minecraft, kid.
Oh.
I mean, what's... I feel like it's just been negative. Em! Tell us what you enjoy about the game.
I'm sorry, it's easier to complain.
Me and
Mayo
Mayo.
about this yesterday.
Yeah,
it's
me
easier
and Mayo
to
were
complain,
talking
even
about
with things you like.
Yeah.
I like the game. That's what I've got. I like the game.
Game good.
Game good.
Game good. I mean, I do like the pickaxe variety. Okay, I'll try to outline some positive things. I do like the pickaxe variety, and I do think that is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I wish some of them were a little more common.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Just be thankful you didn't have to deal with 1.1's rarity, because the magic ones
never popped up.
Yeah, they almost never popped up. They were a part of the level design itself, but, like it mattered.
So not that skull.
Yeah, I don't know. It went into the freaking nether sphere.
Yeah, it went to the void.
I'm surprised you all haven't complained about the collision detection yet.
I have
Oh boy!
I haven't had a collision detection issue personally, I don't think.
I had a few of them. Like, I mentioned before how there were some deaths where I felt like I died unfairly. Yeah, I think if I was going to put it down in one word, it would be collision detection.
Can elaborate, please?
I
The collision
would jump on
detection
platforms
game-
and be pushed off of things.
The collision detection in this game is painfully precise, and it causes it to compromise itself.
I did not have any
'Cause
issue. I trust you guys in on this.
Well, have you watched how the coins have, flipped out?
Okay, yeah, I've definitely seen
absolutely.
that.
It's because of the rotation and how they are being programmed to constantly be pushed up to the surface. Which is pretty much how everything is supposed to function in a platformer to avoid getting stuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on here.
There were just something. No, that's negative. I already mentioned it too. Look, I'm trying to talk about. I don't think this is inherently a bad game, guys. I feel like I have to stress this now.
It's not a bad game. It's just not executed well enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
I hate that I have to keep stressing this, but if this was a roguelike, I would be much more invested.
Really, I would love to make a game that has a lot of inspiration off this that's also a roguelike. But just not strictly focused on pickaxes.
Like, I don't necessarily think it would have to be a roguelike. It could keep its current structure. But there would need to be other changes to make it better in that case.
Fix the controls, please. That's actually probably one of my biggest gripes, I'll be honest.
Extension of the battery life.
That too, or put more
Or maybe
batteries
just
in it.
remove entirely.
Or reserve batteries.
I think removing the battery function as a whole would be pretty good. Maybe you can have like a separate mode for it.
What, hard mode?
Sound like a hard mode?
Yeah, something like a hard mode.
Or classic mode.
Because the thing is, like, when you're going through the first time, you're not going to know where any of the stuff is, right? The
sure.
batteries and all that sort of stuff. And sometimes they'll put it at the way end of the stage or the way beginning, and then you have to deal with parts of the stage that you just have no experience with, and you have to hope to God that there are no enemies. And if there are enemies, you have to hope God it's, like, not a slime or something. And you have to hope that you're shooting at the right distance. You have to hope that it just dies. Like, there's a lot. Like, after a while, it starts feeling... It just kind of...
There's another improvement. A compass.
That too,
How's
yeah.
where we're going?
Maybe a little map or something for where you've been. Granted, you could use kind of the items on the ground, so that's at least what I use. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I really have anything else to say about the game. I feel like I've already kind of...
Yeah, this isn't quite as big a game as the
It's really simple. Like, I think if you enjoy, I want to say the first, like, 25 stages, so, like, the first half-ish of the game, then you're probably going to enjoy it enough to keep playing it through, and then probably even more so. I feel like that's, like, a decent enough to judge it for the most part.
Yeah.
And as Em has clearly explained, there's a lot beyond just the base game. So there is that to look forward to. I kind of wish the game would say something about that in a way, but it is an old game, I suppose. So,
Well, its demo did advertise a lot of the unique axes, a lot of the unique enemies and such. It was just a simple advertisement, though.
Like, it's something, but it still should have been in the game itself.
Yeah. Because, like, I knew none of this stuff that you were talking about. Like, I knew there was a new game plus, and I saw some newer enemies.
Oh yeah, you told us about that.
Yeah. I mean, even if you didn't tell us, we would have figured it out.
Yeah, it would have been really obvious when K56 was really short. Really easy.
And says, welcome to Cave Jumper, or whatever.
Yeah.
And the biome's different, so...
Oh, yeah, it's...
Oh yeah,
The
because it had the
slidey.
snow theme, didn't it?
Yeah.
Which has not been talked about at all.
I mean, there are different
Oh, bears! Bears!
There are different themes, but I don't feel like there's enough for us to really mention outside of, like, there's an ice theme that's kind of annoying. Like, the fire theme isn't even that bad. Like, it just changes the water to what's it called? To fire. Okay.
And you don't take the be staying in the lava for too long.
Yeah, you just jump every now and again. It's not a lot.
And you've got the slime caves.
There's what?
That actually... Slime caves, you know.
Oh.
The green ones.
Yeah.
Slow you down a bit, I guess.
Yeah, that's really about
I
it.
didn't know
though.
somebody did. Yeah, like, you can kind of tell from our descriptions that, like, that's it, or that's all there is. Like, there's not a whole lot to it aside from aesthetic.
Yeah, it's
Background
not...
music being
it's
different.
Not, yeah, that too. There's not a ton about it, so... It's not too crazy. It's not like it's radically different, is the thing. And it totally
This
makes the
game
game
operates in a similar manner like how Minecraft does. It needs mods.
I thought you said you weren't making a Minecraft comparison.
Shut up. I wasn't making a comparison, no.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Goodbye. Goodbye, Jen. It was nice knowing you. Also, I guess this is just a minor complaint, though. Luckily, you can rebind controls. The default controls suck. I used it through the entire game.
Yeah, I tried the default controls. I really tried. Then I got to Cave 2.
I used the default controls the entire time.
Luckily, you
That
can
was the point
rebind
where I
them, though.
switched to the controller, and I found that the controller controls are awful, so I went online, downloaded JoyToKey, because, 2019, nobody has JoyToKey anymore, and, had to make that work. Oh, so, like, I was playing this on an older computer, too. I was playing it as safe as possible.
So I guess.
Was this really that convoluted?
No,
Yes.
yes. So okay, so then let's give closing thoughts. I'll start first. Yeah, like I keep saying, it's a game. It's I know I've been berating it, but it is fine for the most part. Like, this is kind of a game that it's you would have to play it for the first half, and if you enjoyed that experience, then there's a high probability that you will enjoy the rest of the game and such. I wish some things were a bit more refined, but this is an older game, so like I can't I guess I understand kind of where it's coming from. Like, a lot of the stuff that I'm used to nowadays is just not here, but a part of that kind of hurts it in the long run too, at least in my opinion personally.
Yeah, like, we got Mario 64 for that.
Yeah.
So if you can just play Odyssey. It's kind of
It's dated. It's dated.
Yeah, like I have to make it
Not
like
bad dated per se. It's just
I'd rather just
like,
play
it's not necessarily
The
a
years
problem
show.
playing this game. Just usually you're gonna end up wanting to play something newer instead.
I hate to keep saying it, but I would rather just play like a random roguelike.
Well, what am I
Apparently you
gonna
don't
do?
need that much.
I mean, I could have always have recommended Tower Climb, but you both would have probably been ready to strangle me.
I'm already ready to strangle you for making me play Ballbusters.
You thought that was bad?
Yes.
You know I can find worse.
Please stop.
Oh, I know. I can find worse too. That doesn't mean I want to play worse.
Stop, guys. It's against the rules. But, okay, Mayo's closing thoughts. I want M to go on the last one so he has some upbeat things to say.
This is the first game that we have done that not only I will not rate, but I cannot rate. I don't know what is fair to rank this game.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna get mad if that's what you're afraid of.
I mean,
No, it's
he
not
wouldn't
that.
rate
Like,
the
I
game.
genuinely do not know how to consider. Like, is this good or bad? I have no idea.
So literally, just DNA, not DN, but A and N and A, NA.
Yeah, basically.
Not
This is a game
available.
where I could give it 1 out of 10 one day, then
Or
out of 10.
just question mark.
Hi, Bears.
He was jump scared.
Chris, on you, I have
He
the high
was
ground.
jump scared.
Imagine if that ledge wasn't there.
Oh hell, that was funny.
It's not funny.
Oh, you got the yellow one.
That was hilarious.
Not funny. Don't laugh at me.
It was pretty fun.
You were jump scared.
Stop laughing at me. That was fucking terrifying.
This isn't a horror game. Calm down.
I don't know. Did
Yeah,
you
back
not?
to that's aside from not knowing how to rate it. It's just I have so many conflicting thoughts on
What?
it.
The
too. Like,
rating
it was-
just Maya just has on his own rating. This is not a horror game, guys. I swear. Out of 10.
Yeah, this is not a horror game out of 10.
Yes.
So okay.
I will say I like the lighting system. It's just I can agree it's a bit poorly used.
Is it M's turn?
Like, maybe if there was a different kind of battery system, it would be better. But
Yeah.
Well, like I said, a reserve battery would be nice.
Or maybe it's just really dim. I don't know. Not completely dark.
maybe if the torches swinging area were a little more common.
Yeah. So, do you have any more input, or is that it?
Nah, you can go to M.
Alright, M.
I like my pixels, damn it. Don't judge me.
You know, I'm actually having some fun playing it right now. We'll give it that. I'm having a good time at the least right now. But I'm not at the, like, crazy, annoying parts yet.
Just be thankful you didn't get into the boss mode areas. Ooh.
So, add more closing thoughts, please. Thank you.
Ooh, I like pixels.
It is a good game, could do better, but dated. That better?
No, say it's bad.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not even a
Just
gun.
say absolutely.
Absolutely not. Look,
I disown you.
look, he likes bad puns, alright?
I live for puns.
Bad ones, specifically. He likes good ones too, but bad ones tip him over the edge.
Just don't. I think there's a secret right there with the three destructible blocks. I think.
don't have
And
a...
put it on top. Put it on top. No.
It's just a green gem.
Okay. You never got them.
It's just a green gem. It doesn't do anything but give me points.
I don't care.
I don't want points. I want Mom. Oh god. Oh my lord.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, collision.
I don't know. That helped me. I'm a little more on the happy side.
It's always fun to see that, though. But I have no more closing thoughts.
Alright, what would you guys rate it? Okay, besides Mayo.
Excuse me, clearly the game is 4 pickaxes out of a bear.
Of course. Emma, would you... You know what? Let me rate it first. I think I'm confident... you know, I feel comfortable with saying...
4.
It's like a 5, 6. Probably like a 5, I would say, for me.
I was expecting you to go lower than that.
No, it's like the thing is, I don't think it's inherently bad, and it has like a middle ground for me.
He's complaining, like, if you liked it enough, it's just easy to complain.
Yeah, I wish there was more, I guess. Like, there is a point where I'm like, there's a lot that I see here that really works for it, but I just, at the same time, I just don't feel like there's enough, so... I'd say it's average, like, it's not bad. Can't stress this enough. Ooh, that felt good. But...
No, this isn't Ballbusters. I can understand why people would like playing this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was a bit cheap, though.
But... Yeah, so that's me. More like a 5. Like, probably like a high-end 5, close to 6, so... What about you then, because Mayo can't really...
I'd give it a 7. Probably 8. I mean, the visuals, of course, for me would be... The visuals for me are a 10. The game itself, I love the way it is, but... Yeah, there's some work that needs to be done. Of course.
Help!
This is literally... +1.
Yeah, just wanted to play it a little bit, just see if I can get anything special that you were mentioning while we end up the video. Okay, so that's fair enough. Alright, well, so then this is the part where I get to talk about the next game we get to play.
And there's the spider right there.
Yeah, I saw this thing earlier. So... Our next game is going to be Final Fantasy VII. I want to say all...
It could have been so much worse, don't worry.
I want to say all hail the randomizer, but not really. Same time.
And here I was trying to suggest Shining Forest. Something I actually
You're
bought
trying
on
to
the Steam Marketplace beforehand.
So we all voted for RPG, like a long RPG essentially, and then a bad game.
This was your rule.
I mean, my RPG wasn't actually that much longer than Psychonauts, so...
Yeah, my RPG was the longest of the bunch, obviously. Why not? We're gonna be playing the original Final Fantasy, obviously. Well, original, but we're all gonna be more than likely playing an updated version.
Yeah, I have the Steam page open. I'm probably gonna buy it today.
Yeah. So,
I don't even know when I'll be able to buy it, because my funds are a bit low at the moment.
So, that video, just so everyone knows, as we established at the beginning of this video, that could take potentially 2 months before we get to it, but I'm not gonna confirm and say 100% that, yeah, it'll take 2 months for us to complete it. But there's a chance. So, yeah.
Just remember to sustain this rule.
It's gonna take us a while, and I definitely prepare for that to be a much longer video than the recent ones, because that has a lot to it. It's an RPG, so it's kind of what you have to expect. And yeah, I guess thank you all for watching then this episode of the Romper Crew. I do like the fact that I got to play 2 obscure games in a row, though, for the most part. I mean, granted, the Ballbusters was poo-poo butt, but I do like the fact that I got to play 2 games that I basically would have never heard of. So
Sure.
that is cool. So thank you for the interesting pick, Sam. I will say that for sure. And you know what? Even though I did give this game a lot of shit, yeah, I would say this was overall a game that I, for the most part, enjoyed. So.
Oh, sure.
I really doubt you'd pay the $15 for it, but I mean, hey,
No.
that's entirely your choice.
This is a game where I feel like nowadays, like, $5.
Nowadays,
5
I
cents.
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
support it all,
fine.
honestly.
I wouldn't buy
mean,
it, but I think it's like
Back in 2009, if I had the funds for it, I probably would have paid 15. But nowadays, no.
yeah, for sure.
There's so many things I can get you for $5.
Especially after playing the game.
But if it was a roguelike, you'd probably pay that.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'd probably pay like 10 plus.
You have a roguelike addiction, don't you?
I really do
I'll keep
like
that.
roguelikes.
I'll keep that in my mind.
Roguelikes are gonna be so hard to review if somebody eventually chooses it. It'll be possible, but it'll just be
I
difficult.
shouldn't have mentioned what my candidates are for my next round, should I?
Like I'm gonna get mad about that. Maybe Clutchy.
I'm not mad about any game you guys choose, honestly. Until we get to the bad games.
I chose the
If
softcore
it's
porn
ET
game.
for the 2600, of course. Of course.
So he wasn't even mad about that.
I was more baffled.
Probably actually melancholy. Why did you make me play this? Now my day's ruined.
You know, at least it's a short game. You would have been done with it in 2 hours.
I would have been done with it in 10 minutes.
I mean, it being cryptic, I'm not sure about that.
I would have been like, yep, I've seen it all!
Of course.
So,
But, I'm interested in making something like this. Just, you know, heavily modified, you know, my own thing, of course.
yep.
And, having some assistance with it, of course.
Of course. You know, it's always good to have
And
help.
it being roguelike, of course.
Of course.
Oh, of course.
With a hefty variety.
That'd be cool. Oh shit.
And I mean, that includes palettes.
That'd be cool.
Just saying.
But, yeah, so I'm gonna close off this episode, I guess. Then, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I'll have a link in the description if you guys want to give this a try, because it is a very obscure game that you probably pretty easy to find if you just Google it. But I'll have it in the description for everyone to play.
There's already other games out there called Cave Jumper, so it's kind of hard to find.
True, yeah. So I will put this in the description in case anybody was interested in giving this game a twirl.
And if you want to support the dev, well, you can on the website, just saying.
Yeah, on the page
Assuming
I'll link,
they're
I
even
believe there's
still
a buy
getting the money
now
for it.
button. So, yeah.
And thank you for enjoying our game that is so obscure that searching Cave Jumper on YouTube gives a result for SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom before it gives a result for the actual game.
I hope I hope this is on the top now.
That's not a joke, by the way.
It's so obscure.
So yeah, thank you all for watching. Fuck the bats. That's why I put it on the art. By the way, I hate the bats.
Just wait. The one day you come across an elite, it's gonna be rough.
If I ever do play to that extent.
Yeah,
The unique is gonna suck.
But yeah, I don't want to stall this any longer. So yeah, bye. Everyone say your bye byes.
All toast, bye.
Laters.
I need to go and stall
Time
Final Fantasy VII.
to turn Clutchy's faucet on again.
Oh no. Chicken tenders, everyone. See you guys next time. I'm not going to say next month. Just in
Maybe
case.
next one.
See you guys next time when we go through the wondrous adventures of Final Fantasy 13. That's going to be... I'm more interested to hear what M has to say. You know, I'm interested to hear everyone on this one, including myself.
Final Fantasy 13.
Or 12, 7. Sorry, no 13. That's bad.
You say that, and yet.
Yeah, there will be some day where I'll be like, I want to reassess this game.
Don't worry, one day we'll actually review something that isn't, you know, so big out there. Maybe it'll be Pogo Stuck. Don't get any ideas.
Oh god, no.
Please, the banjo of pain and suffering.
Banjo and Kazooie. No.
You talk about ruining a perfectly good instrument.
But yeah, I'm gonna say bye now. Bye.
Later.
Toast.
Chicken tenders.